Hey, what's up? So in this video, we will create this website which allows you to record your camera or your screen itself. So it have here two modes. So I will show you the record screen first. You will hit this button. It will give you these options. You'll hit screen one, and it's now recording. So I can actually open anything, and let me hit this button. Now everything have been recorded, and as you can see, it recorded everything. And the other mode is the video, but for this to work I need to free my camera, so I'll deactivate it here like this. Now if I type or if I hit this button, now my video camera has been activated and it's now recording. So let me stop it, and here I am with the audio, and then you can download this. So let's go to our downloads. Let me grab it here, and you can view it. My video camera. So let me return the camera. Or I can just leave it because we will at some point we will need to activate it, but I will return it. Why not? So to start, I will be using TypeScript, and let me show you what I did. So I typed, I think I can just type this. So npm create react app, give it any name you want, then template TypeScript. When this finishes, just cd into it like this and open it in any text editor you want. Let me close this. So npm on start. This should gives us this. But I will use this package and Chakra UI for the UI and this package for displaying the recorded video. So let's start by downloading these. So let's open a new terminal. npm install RecordRTC. Let's go here and copy all of this. So I'll put a link in the description for every link of these. So Chakra UI is really, it's really unique, to be honest. I'm trying to get used to it, so I will be doing this website using this library. So go to get started. This is the installation. Just copy this and put it here. And also download this, the video React. And this will be it. Now let's start by cleaning up some of these stuff. So we don't need the app TS, the app CSS, and we don't need it here. We don't need the logo. We don't need all of this. So let me just return h1 and format the code. Yeah, so I will create a folder called @UI, and here I will put all of my components. So first one, just to get used to Chakra UI, I will create a component called, I think I called it app header, or a folder, and inside the UI itself folder I will create a file called index.typescript. I will show you in a second why I'm doing this. And here an app header.tsx and also an index.ts. So let me here use this extension called ES7 React Native Snippets, which I can type RAFCP, and it will give me this boilerplate code. I'll remove the prop types and remove this. Now format the code. I'll remove the props. And here inside this file, I will export the default exported thing from this module. So export the default as the app header from the app header. I'll format the code and I will return to my index.typescript at the root level in the UI folder, and I will export everything from the app header. And I will go to my tsconfig and add a base URL of source. So this is our base URL when we import anything in this app. And what this allows us to do is the following. This is why I like this. So import from @UI app header. I can do this from anywhere in my application and it will work. No need to keep like going nested or outside your current directory. Just give it an alias like this. So by default, just to recap, by default, when you put here in your tsconfig the base URL and point it to a specific folder, of course, relative to that tsconfig. So that's why I just typed source, because they are both in the same level. This now, or each time you import anything, it will start from the source. Of course, importing node modules will still work like always. So that's why I can type just add UI. And by default, each import will look at the index file. So I don't need to type this. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Since in my index, I'm exporting everything from the index file, from the app header. That's why it's available outside. So this is how usually I write my personal code. It allows me to import and export stuff without writing very long import statements. So yeah, that's it. So let's now start by filling up the app for a little bit. I'm just reading the code from a different tab, from a different screen. So first thing, we need to import a bunch of stuff from Chakra UI in React. First one is the Chakra provider. This is for the theme, and I will just wrap my application for it with it, and then the app header. So this will be it. But we need to create a theme. I will be using a dark theme, so I will show you how we can do this in Chakra UI. So inside our source, create a theme.ts. And this will look something like this. Just bear with me. So import that extend theme and the theme config interface and the theme interface as well. Now create your config to override the original theme. So config will be type theme config. And the first thing, the initial color mode, by default, they support dark and light themes. You can create your own, but I will use dark. And now const theme will be of type theme, will be equal to extend theme, and I will give it my config. Now just export the theme like this. You can do this, but I will just do this. It really depends on your test, and it doesn't matter. And from here, import theme from theme like this. And you did need to give it, you can give it any name. So this will also work because this is the default exported function or variable from the theme TS file. So let's go back here and give it theme will be equal to this. Now, if we go to our website, you will see that we have this error, can't resolve at UI. This is because you need, when you modify your TS config, you need to stop the server, the static server, and run it again, because it won't catch the changes here. So now it should work, and we should see a black screen, which is the theme for the Chakra UI dark mode, which is something like this. So yeah, we have it. So the first thing to work on, is to create a component called the main recorder. So I think that's what I called it. Let me just make sure. Yep, the main recorder. And inside of it, we will do the same thing, the index to TypeScript and the component itself. And yeah, so let me go to the index here and just export the default as this, the name of the component from the main recorder. And this gives us an error because this does not export anything yet. And just come here and do the same thing. So export star from the main recorder. So let's go here and type this. Remove the prop types. Like this. This is fine. And let me just look at the code. Yeah, So by the way, you can actually, for each component, for each functional component, you can give it a type. It's called FC, like this. If you want, I'll do the same thing in the app header. FC. And let's go now to let's import this and put it inside our app. Let's just put it here. Now we can work on the app header just to style it. And yeah, as you can see, it still works. Whatever. So let's go to the app header and let me see how I did, what I did. I can't remember. So first thing, I will import from the Chakra UI library. By the way, Chakra UI exists also for Vue.js. That's why they have this prefix React or suffix React. So I'll import the Flex component, the heading, the use theme, and the theme interface itself. Okay. I will return the Flex component, and inside of it, I will add another Flex component with a line. Oh no, I will just put this heading. I will type record. Let me just copy what I did here. I type this, okay. So I'll put this here, and you can actually give it a size of MD, which is medium. They have this typography stuff, you can read about it. And in the Flex, I will give it as, which stands for what component you want me to display this thing with. So I'll use nav. And Flex, I would give it 1, and margin bottom. You can do the same thing like this. Margin bottom, or for shortcut MB. For padding will be equal to 1.5 rem, and PG will be equal, I will use the theme colors, so const theme will be of type theme equal to use theme, or return value from the use theme. So theme dot colors blue, and I will access 500. And the color of the text inside this element will be white. This should be PG or background color. Both works. So as you can see, we have it. It got displayed here, but I think I will make this 700. So yeah, it's now the same header. By the way, in Chakra UI, almost everything accepts these type of stuff. So anything in CSS, you can just pass it as a props on any element, which is very nice. I think it will be useful. So now we can work actually on the main subject for this video, which is the main recorder. So I will start by creating the UI. So I will import from the Chakra UI React library bunch of components. First one is the box, the icon component, and the theme, the button component, the use theme hook, and the simple grid component, the icon button. I'll put all of these. Now for the UI, I will return, or for the render, the simple grid. I'll give it a padding of 5, and this can be like just be like this, and spacing of also 5. I'll give it a box. I will add a box. I'll give it a display of flex, justify content, center, and now very interesting stuff is how we can make this dynamic or responsive. So flex direction. I want to change the direction from row to column based on the screen size. So here you will give it an array. So I will add a column when the screen size from 0 to 30 em, And this is, by the way, from the documentation. So this is in small and very small screens, and the rest of the other screens, which are 4 according to the documentation, I'll just give it a row. I'll put a link, or I'll put a comment for the sizes. So 30 EM to 48 EM. And this will be 48 EM to 62 EM. And this will be 62 EM plus. So this is like extra large screens, medium screens. This one, the second one, and this one is small and extra small screens. And inside of this, I will put a button like this. I will give it a margin of 1. BG, I will use the theme now. So I'll define my variable const theme of type theme. Oops, will be equal to the use theme function return value, and the PG will be equal to theme.colors. What did I type? Blue 600. And size of the button will be large, and the color will be white like this. And I'll put here record video for now. So let's go and see how this will look like. Yeah, it will be this. So that's why I added a display of a flex and justify content center to be centered in the middle of the screen. And we will do the same thing for these other buttons. As you can see, we need to create this shape. Yeah. So first thing, I need these icons. There is something really nice called, or a package that is really nice called React icons. It's just a combination of all of these icons inside a single package. So let's install it like this. And I think I used, let me double check which one. So as you can see, when you click on each one of these, it will show you the colors and how you import them. There is these cool ones which are colored. Yeah, but I'm not using these. I think I'm using Font Awesome. Yeah, I'm using, I don't want to waste more time, so I'm using these. So the video flash to download the camera, which are these. And I'm using them with the icon button. So Chakra UI, which is something really nice about it, it supports adding external or third-party icons inside of it. So you can use any component in Chakra UI and give it any icon from any package, if that package is based on SVG, I believe. And everything here is SVG. So you can use any icon from this huge collection inside Chakra UI, which is very nice. I mean, just look at the material design icons. Yeah, I highly recommend checking out this package. I'll put a link in the description for it. Now to continue, now the next button I will create is the record button itself. It will be inside the box as well. I will use the icon button component. I will close it here, and I will give it a bunch of stuff. So first thing is the margin of 1. PG will be equal to theme.colors .blue and access to 500. This is the scheme that they define. By default, size large. They requires us to put the area, this one. So I'll call it start recording. So color will be equal to white. And only click, no, this is not now. Now the icon will be equal to the icon component from Chakra UI, which is a generic component that accepts other icons or SVG images. So I'll give it like this as a props. So as the FA camera, let's go and check this out. Here it is. So we are starting to getting the same thing. So let's continue. I'll just copy paste this 2 times now. format the code and just add the correct icons. So this would be the font awesome video slash, and the last one, the font awesome download. So yeah, here they are. So now to continue, we need to put like this placeholder box in the middle of the screen. To do it, I'll just, under my first box, I will define another box. I will give it a display of flex and justify content center. I'll give it another box. I'll give it a height of 50 view height, and I will make it responsive, sorry, I will make the width property responsive by passing an array like this. So on small screens and extra small, 100%. On medium screens, also 100%. On large screens, I will add 50 view width. On extra large screens, same thing. And here I will end up adding the video. So to do. And this should be it. But I need to add like a background color. What did I do? Yeah, so come here. BG, which stands for background color, would be, you can access the theme like this. .blue or colors.blue. I think they have 50, yeah. Yeah, you can do this. Or a shortcut for that. I think I should have used this on the buttons. You can just give it, hey, I want the blue color from the theme, .50. And they will actually get that for you. As you can see, it's still the same thing. And I made a mistake here. This should be the width. So yeah, we started to getting the same shape, as you can see. Now what we need to do is to start using the RecordRTC library. So this is the basic example that they provide using promises, and this one is without promises. So as you can see, they will request the user media from the navigator global object. So the navigator on the end, if you want to read about it. So this represents the state and the identity of the user agent. It allows scripts to query it and register themselves to carry on some activities. So two examples we will create using this navigator, recording the video and recording the screen. So you can actually do this with the navigator, and this package will help you or simplify that for you by providing this recorder functions, which is very nice. So we can actually start. I want this button or the first button to be toggled like this to switch from video to screen. We will do this last thing, it will be easy. But this button, I wanted to start recording from your camera. So to do this, let me now just deactivate my camera so we can use it anytime you want. And let's just start writing the actual code we want to see. Okay. So first thing, I will define here a function called start recording. This will be equal to a function like this. I will make it an asynchronous function, and it will do the following. So const media devices will be equal to navigator.media devices like this, and const stream will be equal to, or it will be of type media stream like this, and this will be equal to await the media devices.get user media, and we will pass to it, hey, I want to access the video, true, and the audio. This complains for some reason. Yeah, this is a type media stream like this. Okay, now after we getting this stream, as you can see according to the docs, so you will get the stream, you will pass it to the recorder instance that they provide, and then you will hit start recording. When you are finished, you can stop the recording. So let's do that. So const recorder will be equal to new, and we need to actually import this. So let's go and do that at the top. So import from RecordRTC the RecordRTC promise handler, but as you can see, this requires us, or TypeScript is complaining that we can't find types for this. So what you need to do is to download it like this. So npm install. Let me minify this so you can see it. Oops. Yeah. So npm install, add types. Any package that requires you to use types, you can install it like this. So, and after the types, you can put the name of the package, then -d for saving it as a development dependency. Yeah, but there is still an issue that I will show how we can fix it. But let's just wait for the install to finish. So even though that we installed it, what's going on here? Let's comment this. So now the error here disappeared, but we have this error here. So module RecordRTC has no exported member, which of this name. So let's go and see what they actually export. So as you can see, they only export this, or this type or this class, but they're actually exporting this, but they have some mistakes in the types in the definitions. So what we can do to make TypeScript ignore this is to add a comment, add TypeScript ignore. So now TypeScript will ignore this error because it's not actually an error, and we know that. Now to continue, I will also import the actual thing that they export by default, which is the RTC. Let's go back here and check the name. This. I'll put it at the start. The same syntax we do in the React, as you can see. And now the recorder variable will have the type of the RecordRTC. Now, this will be equal to new RecordRTC promise handler, and we will give it the stream, and we will give it, hey, I want to record the video of the user. Now, let's call this .start recording, and that's why I actually added this type. So without it, we won't be actually getting any autocomplete, but with it, we will have this autocomplete enabled. So if you think about it, this is what IDEs do. They will check the types of the variables you are currently dealing with. Based on those types, they will give you these drop downs of autocompletion. Yeah, it's not magic. That's why you need types. So they can give you autocompletion. So this will be it. And this await, it tells us that, hey, you don't need to put await. This is also another mistake in the definitions, but you need actually await. This will return a promise, or it depends on your use case, but it's a good idea to put await because we will need it in a moment. So I actually need also another function called stop recording. So const stop recording. This will be equal to a synchronous function, and I need to access these variables that I defined here to call some functions on them. So for example, this recorder has this stop recording function, but I need to call it here. So the way I will do it is the following. So use state. Let's import that here. So the first state we will have, it will be it will accept this type, which is the RecordRTC or null. This is when we actually stop recording, it will be null. So the first thing will be the recorder. Now set recorder, and we will actually copy this 2 times. Now this one will be for the stream, and this will be set stream. Now when we finish the recording, we need to get like a representation for the recorded value. We will be using blobs, and this RecordRTC actually gives us a functionality to get that blob which represents the audio or the video that have been recorded, so we can use it to display a video for that file. And the blob stands for, I believe, big large object binary acronym, binary large objects. So this is a way to represent files on the front end, or I'm pretty sure you can use it in many ways, in many places, but this is a way to represent files on the front end. Yeah, I think in the code it will be much more cleaner. So video blob, and this will be set video blob. And the type of the stream here will be media stream or null when we clear it, and this will be actually blob. And these two interfaces, the media stream and the blob, are actually global when you are using TypeScript. And the first state I will define is the type of the current thing being recorded. So either video or screen. So set type. And the type of it will be a string, video, or screen. By default, it will start from video. By the way, you can, instead of typing this, you can define here at the top like type like this. So type recording, record type like this. Give it video, or you can actually just cut this, put it here, and put that here. So you can do this. Maybe you want to share the type between multiple components, you will put it in a folder somewhere. So yeah. Now this type, we can actually check it here for recording video. We can do something like a simple if statement. So if type is equal to video, which is the default one, I will display record video, else record screen. So let's go and see this. Yeah, we need actually to toggle this. So let's create a function here, const. I will call it change type. We will just check if the type is equal to screen, set type video, else set type screen. This will be here. So unclick. You can put it in line, but I'm just used to doing this. Define my functions here at the top, then just reference them. But both works fine. So let's go test it. Go and test it, as you can see. So we now have the type. Now let's activate this button. So on click, this is the start recording button. We will call the start recording. Where is that? Okay, here. I think I just copied the area label for everything. So this should be stop. This should be download. So let's just now here click this button. Now it should ask us, but because I have my permissions enabled, but it will ask you, and after you give it permission, you will see this icon, and this icon actually appears. So now actually my camera is recording me, but we can't see anything, and we can't stop it. So this icon will appear here forever. I will show you how we can actually stop it. So let's just hit refresh to stop it for now, and let's implement the stop recording. So first thing, I will await the recorder.stop recording. And TypeScript by default added this. If you remove it, it will complain because by default this recorder is null. And like TypeScript can't understand when this function can be called because this depends on the user behavior. So you can actually just put this or just wrap this in an if statement. So if recorder do the following, just to make TypeScript stop complaining. So const blob, this will be of type of blob. So await recorder.get blob, and now set video blob will be equal to blob, or we'll pass with the blob. This just console log the blob to see it. And now set the stream to null, let's return everything to the original state, and set recorder to null. And for some reason this complains. Yeah, so type of blob or undefined is not assignable to type blob. This is because TypeScript thinks that this function could be called when recorder is not here. So I think the best solution is just to wrap this in a recorder like this. Now we can actually remove these conditional chaining and it won't complain. And let's put the stop recording function on this button. So let me open the inspect tool. So now it will start recording. Hit the stop. Nothing happens. Yeah, because as you can see, I have this if statement that checks for recording, but in my start recording, I'm not actually setting that. So what we need to do is to do this. So set recorder, and set the stream for the stream like this. So now this should work. So hit record, now stop. You'll see this is the blob object. So we have the size, we have the type of the video. So this is nice for now. So what we need to do is to display this blob after we got it. So import from video, video React, they have this component called player. I can't type, but I think they need the types as well. So yeah, they tells us to install the types. So just the name of the package. So npm install add types / the name of the package -d, and this should do it. Or maybe not. I think when you have this dash in the name of the package, you will do the following. So let me clear the console. You'll do this. You'll put 2 underscores. I think this should do it. Or not. Maybe let me just check the old code. Yeah, I think they don't have declaration of types, so you can just put ts ignore. And this is actually exported, so you don't need to worry about it. So we have seen the blob being console logged. So let's now do the following. So at the end, here in this box, we need to display the file. So I will display the player component. So I'll give it a source of window.url.create object URL. So this will accept a blob. So I'll give it the video blob, and it will convert it to a usable URL. So we can display a file or an audio or video and stuff like that. And now the background color, I will check. I'll do this simple check. Just wait with me. So if we don't have, or if we have this blob, give it an inherent, which means it will stay the same color as the parent, and else give it blue.50. And of course, the player won't actually display it unless we have this. So you can do this. Oops. Else nothing, but there's a shortcut for this syntax, which is to convert this value into a Boolean by using the double. I'm not sure what this character is called, but use it twice like this. This will convert it to a Boolean. Now you can just put and. I think this is shorter and nicer. So let's go now and see what will happen. complains a bunch of stuff, but let's just ignore it for now. So I will hit record. Now hit the stop. We should see some stuff, but I mean, yeah, I think this is because I did not import the styles for the video player, and this will actually be here. So import video react dist video react to css. Now if we hit yeah, now it will work. So this is actually the recorded video. Now the thing is, so I will hit record, the camera will start. Now I'll hit stop, but as you can see, this tab or this icon and this mic icon won't actually go away. This is why I store the stream inside this variable or in the state, because you need to actually to tell the stream, hey, stop. So and we will do this here, so dot stop. But the types are not, I think the types, maybe I'm using the wrong type, but this type does not have the stop method. So a fast way is just to put as any, and this now will work. But you need to finish this line with a semicolon, and now it will work, because this will be an expression and the engine will read it as something like this. So it will assume that I'm returning a function here and invoking it again like this. So adding a semicolon will tell it, hey, I'm just ending this statement. Maybe this is one of the downsides of removing semicolons, because now if I format with prettier, you'll see the syntax appear. Maybe this is one of the downsides of it. I know one, which is the return. So if you type return and hit enter and put an object here, so name will be equal to words. So without semicolon, this function actually won't return anything, because the engine will go for each line and end it with a semicolon, and this will return undefined. So this is one of the cases why some people say you should put semicolon. I think this is the second one. When you want to use the, when you want to wrap something with an expression and give it maybe a type or something. But yeah, anyway, I think you got it. So now this should work as we want it to work. So first thing, hit record. It's now recording. Hit stop. You should see the icons have been, the icons disappeared, especially this one. I'm not sure about if we can actually remove this one. But the most important thing that we removed this icon here. Now the video is actually working. So now let's activate this. Now and after that we can actually add these small details like disabling the buttons and activating this this thing here. So there is a cool library called file saver. It's really nice. So you will give it a blob and it will download it on the front end without using any backend. And yeah, so let's go and install it. And let's just resolve this. So they are telling us we are using double equal, not triple. Okay. Okay, no errors, nice. No warnings. So now we need to actually install the add types file saver -t for saving it as a development dependency. But I think this will fail, not sure. But yeah, some cases when you have dash between your names like this in the package name, you might replace it with 2 underscores and it will work. Okay, so let's go here and import here. So import from file saver the save as function, and let's create another function here called const and let's use the save as function, give it the video blob, and I will give it a name of video dash there.now.web. But here, as you can see, TypeScript will also complain that this value could be null and the save as won't accept null values, and it actually reads it as null because here we have the starting value as null. So we can do actually the same thing here. So if video blob, do this. Mark the code, and this should be it. Now let's go inside or in this download button icon button and give it only click video download. But we need to actually disable it sometimes, right? So disabled will be equal. So if we have this, so if we have it, or if we don't have it, disable it like this. So by default, it should be disabled, as you can see. For some reason, this is also disabled. Oh, sorry, I'm on the production one. So yeah, by default, it's disabled. So we need to do the same thing, actually, for the stop button. So on the stop button, I will do the same thing. So disabled would be equal if we have our recorder, which means we started recording. So it will be false, it won't be disabled, else true. I think you can do something like this. Or not. Convert it to a boolean, then give it a not, or add the not operator, so it will revert that. So now hit record, this will appear. Now hit it. This again will become a disabled because the recorder is null, and the download will actually be enabled. Maybe we should actually disable this while recording, so we can do the same thing as here, but removing this. So it will just be converted to a boolean. And you need to actually convert it to a boolean because this disabled only accepts booleans, and we are using TypeScript. And I hope I showed how Chakra UI is really nice. I mean, every component accepts everything or almost everything in CSS. That's how I understood it. So you can give it width, height, max height, min height. I mean, this is really nice. I hate typing CSS and importing them here. This is like enclosed for only these components, which is very nice. So let's go now and test it. So hit record. As you can see, this is now disabled. Hit stop recording. You'll see the recorded video. You can download this, and let's go to the download. Windows does not actually play this. Does not play the video in this recorded video, but I can hear myself. But if I open it in the browser, I can see the video. I think this is really basic, obviously, but I think it will work in most cases. But yeah, that's why I think it's fine. And I don't think this will actually work on mobiles. But yeah, I still think it's very fine because most of us actually work like B2B solutions and stuff like that. So some websites will only work on like normal browsers like this. So I think this is very fine. And it will work for most cases and will be enough. So now let's go and try to record the screen. So for the screen, I will do the following. Here. So I will check if the type is equal to, so if the type is, I can't type, is equal to video, I'll do this. Else, I will await the media devices dot get display media. And this function will also like, or TypeScript will tells us that this function does not exist in the media stream. A quick solution is just to wrap this with as any. Now I'll give it a, I want the video. Sorry, I want the video. I can't type. Just give it this. I want to record on the video and the audio is false. So this will allow us actually to record the user's screen, as simple as that. So let's come here and so let's start the screen, hit record, it will ask us. As you can see, it's very powerful API, simplifies our life. And now stop, you'll see the video. Here is my screen. So let's do it again. And let's actually go and open anything else. Let's go and check the recorded video. So as you can see, it's nice, it's not that bad. And yeah, just like I said, I think this will work in most of the cases. And if you want to play around with this, I will put a link in the description. I already deployed this and I showed it to you in this video. Not sure if these videos are helpful or not. Doing something and actually recording it is very different. So when I actually built this, I kept rewriting the code a lot until something actually works. I didn't just like, hey, let me just put this UI and start like defining these functions above. It actually, the steps are very much different. Um, yeah, I don't think the way I wrote the code or the sequence that I wrote the code is realistic, but the code itself is valid, but the sequence is not realistic. This is not what usually someone, uh, or this is not the order that someone would write the code in, right? You'll keep trying until it works, or maybe you actually know it, but know what you are gonna do. But yeah, this was just exploring this API. I actually use this record. I actually use it in my work. This library is very nice. It really simplifies a lot, and this proves that it works in most of the cases. So yeah, I think this is it. So yeah, and maybe you will at some point you will have an API. You will send the video for it and the audio and stuff like that. Um, yeah. Bye bye.